we've just had Jess Phillips perform for us in Studio 2, and she's here now with us in the Studio 1.
Hi.
That was an amazing performance. It's always good to have like acoustic artists with no amps or electricity involved in Studio 2, and that made it sound so much better. Like it was very organic and it sounded great.
Thank you very much.
You were just saying that was your first time performing on radio, right?
Yeah. I've done like recordings for YouTube videos and been in studios before to record my EP, but I've never done radio, so it's a new experience.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, yeah.
Was it like, because it's a bit like specific, isn't it? Like to have that pressure of performing live, but with no visible audience.
Yeah. It's quite scary in one sense. But I think when you really love something, once you get into it, you don't really think about anything else around you. You're just like, cool, I'm going to play this.
Because while we were recording, you were just saying that you've been doing this for a while. Like, do you still feel like that pressure of like, performing live, or is it still something you got used to?
Yeah. I mean, I love performing live. I think you have to if you want to be an artist that doesn't just record. Obviously, some people do. I mean, Kate Bush had like two world tours, and that was it. So, but yeah, I think I got to a stage in my career anyway where I didn't perform so much because I was kind of a little bit scared of it. Like you said, just that feeling of like, what's going to happen? And I had to get to the stage and accept that not everyone's going to like what I do. And I think when you accept that, it's a lot easier to put yourself out there because you think, if I get some bad response, that's okay because I'm going to get some good response as well. And just like nobody's going to like every genre, or they might, but they're going to prefer others. So I think once I accepted that, it was a lot easier to get up and sing in front of people.
Because you played 3 songs. One of them, the first one, was a Damien Rice cover. Is that because is he an influence to your style and the kind of songs you write?
Yeah, I would say so. I think he has a very great talent of using very simplistic chords or just simple chord progressions and making something really emotionally powerful from them. And I think the other reason Damien Rice is so good as an artist is because his songs always come from a place of truth, and I think that's what I try to do as well. Is like, even if I write a song and it's not about any specific situation I've experienced, it might be something I've heard, it will be based on some like emotion that I've felt, or it will be based on some sort of truth. And so in that way, definitely. Also, like, he's just an amazing acoustic artist, and his lyrics, I mean, it's just like poetry, so definite influence, yeah.
So do you write, like, how do you write the songs? Is it of like influenced by personal experience, or?
It's really funny. People ask me this, and a lot of people say I draft it and I do it again and I do it again. But I honestly, sometimes I just have moments like Cassandra. That's the last song I wrote, and I was in the library and I did a really long study session, and I was like really pent up, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I've got to do something, I've got to play, and I wrote it in between coming back and then going off to do something else, and it was about 20 minutes, and like literally I got the basics of it down, and I think sometimes the best songs come like that, they just flow out, and then there's other times when like you can draft them, but I'm not a big fan of drafting, but that's just me. Every artist works differently, but definitely I would say every time it's come out of like, it is out of my own experience. So Cassandra, for example, was just sort of like uni, and it's just very interesting trying to balance your creative atmosphere with your work atmosphere, and if you can combine them, and it's just sort of born out of that, really.
And so you just said you've recorded an EP. Was that your first one then?
Yes, it's not out yet. It's been an interesting process because I went to America over the summer. I tried to fit my gap year into a summer, and before I went to America, I was like, I really want a demo. I need something to give people. So we did it in about 3 weeks, and it's pretty good. But the guy who recorded me, my producer, he has since like got in contact with me, and he was like, I've worked with more bands, I think we can do this better, I've been listening to it. He's like, basically what you've got now is a glorified demo, which is good because I can send it to venue holders and everything. Venue holders, people that run venues, but like for an actual EP. So this summer I'm going to revise it, and then definitely in the autumn it's coming out, because it's been a year where I've been like, oh, it's going to come out at Christmas. No, it's going to come out in January. No, it's going to come out this summer. So, but hopefully when it comes out, I'm going to be really happy with it, and it's going to be something that people want to listen to.
So how long has it been since you started, your project as like fronted by your name, and like this particular process of writing songs for like yourself as an artist?
So I would say I've always written songs ever since I was about 14. So I was learning guitar from 9, but it was classical. And I didn't get on with it hugely well. Like, I could read music and I could play fine, but it wasn't what I enjoyed. So then I got a new guitar teacher who was an insane rhythm guitarist, and he owned like the local music shop. He's one and only pupil, I'm proud to say. And he just, from there on, when I got good at guitar, that's when I started writing as soon as I could put a few chords together. So from about 14, but when I started playing my songs in public, about 17, and then it's been this year actually that I've actually made a Facebook page and put YouTube videos up, because I was, again, I always seem to be busy, but that wasn't a good enough excuse anymore. I was like, this is what I want to do, so I need to do it. And so I did. And I had an amazing friend back home who is an ace photographer, and I live by the sea, so we used that to our advantage, and I got very cold on that shoot. But it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, you do have a really nice online presence. It's quite cool as well, like when you're discovering an artist, to have like that good online presence down. That's really like a satisfying thing as like a listener who like discovers a project, to just go like, okay, she has a Facebook page, oh, it's really well put together and it's like a great description. And then I really enjoy your YouTube videos, like the sessions you did that you have on your channel are great. And yeah, that was really nice. It was a nice discussion. And thanks to Danny actually, who's a friend of yours, as I understand.
Yeah, Danny lives in my block. I bumped into her on the way here and I was like, thanks for recommending me for the show. Because I've shared stuff with like everyone I live with basically when I have gigs coming up, or if there's any event that they might be interested in, because just to see if they want to come along. And it's been a really good response, because I think there's a really big audience for acoustic music and the kind of stuff that I do.
Especially in York, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. York, that's one of the reasons I picked this place to study, is because amazing music scene. And I just love it because it's really random. Like, I'll walk into some pub and there'll be this amazing double bass player paired with this violinist, and they'll be doing like folk, and then everyone's up dancing, and it's just, ace musicians, but no pretentiousness. And that's just really, really refreshing.
It's a pity. We've actually, quick plug here, we've actually got the Vault tomorrow, and it's a pity the lineup is full, because I would have loved to have you perform there. But I'm sure in the coming years that will definitely make it happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. You could call me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every opportunity is a good opportunity, and I think small or big or whatever.
But I'm so glad you were able to come today. And Cousin Table, the story of like how I heard about this was basically I was actually on my way to town to just like walk around and do some grocery shopping, and I got a message from Danny on the bus, who was like, yeah, you should check her out. Like, she's really cool. She's my friend and stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, oh, she's got a YouTube channel. And by that time I was in M&S. And I actually like with all my stuff and my groceries, and I actually stopped like in the middle of M&S looking at your YouTube videos, like, oh my gosh, she's so good. We have to have her on the show.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, and I completely blocked like M&S. I was like, move away, people. I'm listening to something cool.
Oh,
and yeah, so I'm very glad like you were able to come, especially at such short notice. So yeah, thanks for coming. And great performance, and of course we're looking forward to seeing it on YouTube.